The self-improvement and productivity scene is obsessed with morning routine. It is the key to happiness. It is the key to success. But you don't really need to get up at 3 a.m., meditate for an hour, do your journaling practice, then go for a run, then do some stretching and breathing, then have a kale and wheatgrass smoothie, followed by an ice bath where you'll finally sit down to write a chapter of your next book, all before 9 a.m. Because if you do that every day, it's too much and you're probably going to have burnout within a few weeks. Basically a full-time job. By the time you finish your morning routine, you're going to reach the rest of your day exhausted instead of energized and probably stressed. You're going to wake up and probably not manage to do everything in your morning routine and you'll feel like a failure. And morning routine's about setting yourself up for the rest of the day with energy and happiness rather than feeling like a failure. Hello and welcome to the Growth Mindset Podcast. Today we're talking about morning routines and how to actually make them something that works for you.
I mean, different people do different things and that's great for them. But what works for them and gives them delight is not necessarily what works for you. And your routine may be 10 times more cool or 10 times less. And it doesn't really matter. It's just for you. And so I think we all need to be more kind to ourselves. And for me, I feel great doing the things that get my head straight, that I probably won't do later on because of running a business and stuff will take over, or I'll just find it too hard because I've run out of energy from doing other things. And I basically ended up with 3 ingredients that are the only things that I feel matter in a morning routine. So, number 1, do the thing that you find hard to do at any other time. Because if there's stuff that you're going to get to the end of the day and not done and be depressed about, it's good to do that. Or if there's like a habit that you're trying to culture that you just don't have energy for the rest of the day, like you want to run, but you just can't fit it in when the day kicks off. Or for me, that's writing. I really love writing. And if I've done it every day, just for half an hour, I'll probably have written like a nice short thought piece. It just helps me make sense of the world. It helps me get better at explaining things and I really enjoy doing it. But as soon as the rest of the day kicks off, I just don't find the time for the concentration to go and fit it in. And then come the evening, I'm just a bit sort of tired. My brain like wants to do something a bit easier. So for me, writing is a really good one. And then I want to be someone that writes daily. And so that's like my priority in the morning. And if I do wake up earlier and I can do some meditation and go for a run as well, like that's even better. But I don't put so much pressure on myself to do all those things. I actually enjoy meditating in the evening, so I can do it then. I just enjoy running anytime and I can kind of just fit that in. I don't need to have like a good concentration level to do that later in the day. So again, it doesn't matter so much. It's obviously makes me feel a bit fresh and some form of movement, like just doing some sit-ups or press-ups is helpful, but it doesn't really matter. And so basically, number 1, start with something that makes you feel happy to have done and you're not probably going to do at any other point in the day. Ingredient 2, plan your day before. When you're going to bed or when you're shutting off at work, you just write down the things that you want to do the next day, including your morning routine. And that way, when you wake up in the morning, you just go and work on the thing that is your morning routine. You don't need to kind of wake up, think, wait, what am I doing with my day? And let the day take over you. You don't go onto Instagram, you don't go onto email, and you don't sort of panic about like a calendar change that you weren't expecting or like clashes and things. You just do the thing you need to do. So actually planning for the routine is an essential part. The 3rd ingredient, sleep. So getting up early to smash your day is really pointless if you don't go to bed early and you'll just end up missing out on sleep and you'll start to become more irritable. You won't be so healthy. Missing out on sleep is terrible. Like I can directly look at my stress levels and like my resting heart rate and it just goes up and up if I am not getting enough sleep. And so I won't enjoy my morning routine so much and I certainly won't be set up for a day of energy and happiness if I haven't slept well. So there's just a bit of pressure on the morning routines and some of us aren't actually genetically predisposed to be like 5 a.m. people. It actually is a thing being a night owl as such. And yeah, it just adds more stress to your day trying to do something that's not natural. And I would certainly do everything you can to help yourself get to bed earlier, like reducing blue light exposure, reading, all of these things, and just making sure that you get like the right amount of sleep because that's just as important for both your morning routine and then a day of success and happiness. So those are my 3 ingredients. 1, doing something that's kind of harder to do at any other point or will make you happy. 2, plan it for the day before. And 3, get a good night's sleep. Now, the observant amongst you will notice that two of those make the three essential ingredients and not something that happens in the morning, but that's life. It's just sort of a bit out of the box compared to all these other people are just telling you to fill your morning routine with endless stuff. And it's just stepping out from it a little bit to be observant of what's actually really required is what I'm trying to do here. So some other top tips on how to make your morning routine go well is, firstly, is be adaptable. Your priorities change in life. Maybe you no longer want to write anymore, such as myself, and you want to go and do music, and perhaps you want to play guitar every morning for half an hour, or who knows. Priorities change, and you should do the thing that's making you happy and successful in your own way. And yeah, maybe that is 1 hour of meditation and then like an hour of yoga. Doesn't matter. Just adapt for what works for you. There's no like wrong thing. I think it's just like dieting as such, as in it's good to try different diets just to learn what you like about different elements and then go back to being like yourself normally, but pick up on little bits of it of like, okay, actually I really like this food. I can just eat this healthier thing always instead of that thing just because of like, I know I enjoy it and I'll stick to that. And it's the same with your morning routines. So switch it up a bit. Don't be too religious, but see what works. Then my second general tip on morning routines is match what you want to do with what you want to have done. Because ultimately, it's great making a list of things of what you want to have done. These are your goals, your achievements in life. But these do need to be a list of things that you actually want to do day to day. Otherwise, you'll never achieve them and you'll just have desires that you'll never be able to fulfill. And it's just stressful and annoying. And when you can match these two, you'll actually enjoy your routine and you'll wake up each morning and do something you want to do and you'll accrue the benefits of the compound effect. So maybe you just hate running and you're never going to like do it. It's always going to be a challenge. You'll sort of do it for a bit and then you'll give up. But perhaps you like doing yoga and you just do it every day with joy. And sure, you're not going to burn as many calories doing yoga. But if you do it every day, you're going to keep on doing it for like years. And that's going to be way healthier than doing a bit of running and then stopping. So just sort of find the things that are good, but really make you joyful and try and do those. And then also match like your energy for things. So maybe actually when you wake up in the morning, you do have energy to go for a run, but like the rest of the day you don't. Okay, so you do need to go and do it then. Otherwise it's not going to happen. So just timing when you want to do things also, but you'll have energy to do it. And so finally, a few questions to ask yourself that would help you work out how to do your morning routine. And you might want to write these down or stop and pause just to like think about them. But firstly, number one, what do I struggle to do in the day, but would get done with a period of concentration in the morning? So what are the things that you just find impossible to do, but actually if you did it in the morning with no interruptions, you'd get it done and you'd love to have it done and would be excited to be someone that gets that done every day. So make a list of those things. 2, what do I need to change to plan for tomorrow better? So maybe you need to schedule a bit of time in the evening just after work or before you go to bed, maybe on writing a journal or something, just to like actually think about tomorrow ahead of time so you can just wake up and just do. Maybe you want to like put your running shoes ready for you to just like wake up, put them on, go out the door, that kind of thing, just to like make everything run easier the next day and clear your head. Number 3, how can I improve my sleep? So there's lots of ways you can do that. And I would avoid medication. Certainly blue light filter classes can help you sort of just reduce that amount in the evening. Trying to not use any devices a few hours before you go to bed also helps. And just make sure you have like a good wind down routine. So lately I've started trying to meditate for a bit and then journal and read and play guitar, all things completely offline. And it's really nice. It's a peaceful routine. It makes me just relax and like ease into the evening. And it's good. Also, I read Why We Sleep, which is a really, really good book that talks about all of the crazy health benefits of sleeping well and the amazing health scares and how bad it is for you to not sleep well. Like I've read quite a few books on sleep before, and this book just sort of changed my entire mindset on sleep to just be like, this is like probably one of my number one priorities in life. I'm going to be a much more effective human. I'm going to be much healthier. I'm going to live longer just by sleeping more. And just because of that priority, I'm like, yeah, I'm really going to put the effort in to make sure I get to bed on time and these things. So yes, improve your sleep and maybe read the book to help you. And then finally, a final question is, what is on my want to have done list, but doesn't actually ever appear on my want to do list? Now, can you make the things that aren't appearing on your want to do list different so that you actually do reach them by perhaps making them easier or something? So perhaps you're like, oh, I want to run 10K every morning, but that's too much and it stresses you out. Perhaps you could just run 5K every morning, or maybe just 1 kilometer every morning. And like, that's still better than none. And just think of ways to make something easier or make it more enjoyable, like adding a small reward or doing it with someone else. Like there's quite a few ways you can just make stuff a bit more enjoyable for yourself, and just think out the box. Anything's possible. Or of course, just remove it from your list of want to have dones, because that's also a really awesome way to reduce your amounts of stress, because desire is a contract with yourself to be unhappy until you achieve it. And if you never want to do the thing that will make you achieve it, it's pointless having that. And you will be less stressed and more happy if you want less. Just making that list of things that you want to achieve and like the things that you actually enjoy doing can be really clear of like, actually, I'm just never going to achieve this thing because I just don't enjoy doing it. So it's a really good tip just for your life to look at that, examine it, and maybe just tick it off. Of like, yeah, I'm not going to be that person. It's fine. And you can be happy. So those were my 4 questions. Work out what you struggle with to do the rest of the day, but would get done in the morning with concentration. Number 1. Number 2, what do I need to change in my evening to help me plan for tomorrow? So just setting aside some time and getting your things ready. Number 3, how can I improve my sleep? Maybe read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. And number 4, what is on my want to have done list, but isn't on my want to do list? And is there anything I can change about those tasks that don't appear, or can I just delete them? And that's how you have a great morning routine. That was Morning Routines with Sam Harris on the Growth Mindset podcast. And yes, my morning routine today was get done a video. I want to do one of those once a week. And otherwise I'm going to be writing every morning because that makes me happy. And I hope that you get to do things that make you happy in your mornings. Take it easy, people.